We are still on to the program Political Arena. And the topic for discussion today is resolving the internal crisis and the PDP at the national level. With me in the studio, we have Comrade Innocent Edo Oke, who is a public affairs analyst and a regular face on the program. You're welcome to our program.
Thank you for inviting me.
And also appearing for the first time in our program, Comrade Stephen Otomewo, who is the Delta State Chairman of Delta Monitoring Group. You're welcome to our show.
Thank you, sir.
And also another regular face, Chief Larry Adanike, who is our public affairs analyst. You're also welcome to our show this morning.
Thank you for having me. Good morning, viewers.
Thank you very much. Let's quickly settle down for today's business. Comrade Innocent Edoke, could you please just say, let's go back to the genesis of the crisis and the PDP at the national level. How did this rift between Nyesom Wike and the presidential candidate of the PDP, Alhaji Atiku Abubakar, started?
We can only postulate from what we read on the dailies and on the news. It came through the process of picking the vice presidential candidate. Because after the primaries, they both met and had handshake, had meetings, and there was no rift before the picking of the vice presidential candidate. After the emergence of the vice presidential candidate, issues popped up, and that is what I see as to what had generated this crisis so far.
All right, thank you very much. Comrade Stephen Otomewo, could you please say what actually made Nyesom Wike, the governor of Rivers State, to be aggrieved? Because what made it to be aggrieved? Let's start from there.
Okay, thank you so much. You know, we must face facts. We must say issues the way they are. Today, the political arena have been bastardized because of eye service and political leaking by stakeholders. You see, during the primaries, something came up. As soon as the primaries were over, the national chairperson of Senator Ayu made an unguarded statement that Tambawa is the hero of the primary election. That alone can instigate crisis. And in the midst of that, Wike was polite enough to concede defeat. After that, a committee was set up by the PDP at national level. 17-man committee was set up. 17-man committee was set up by the PDP at national level. And at the time, they were asked to pick the vice to Atiku because it's a party matter, not an individual matter. It was 14 against 3. 14 against 3. And Atiku went ahead and picked the man that had 3 votes against the man that had 14 votes. That alone is undemocratic. Ordinarily, you cannot beat the child and not expect the child not to cry. I believe that the crisis at the national level is being purported by or caused by the national chairman of the party and Atiku. He is aware that want to use his own schedule to pick somebody who would have not allowed that committee to be set up. So to me, I want to believe that Wike is fighting a just cause. I'm not against Kowa is our governor, but the manner and way the things happened, call for concern. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. Let's hear from Chief Larry Adanike. Now, Nyesom Wike has said, or he had said earlier, that he's not interested in becoming the vice presidential candidate of the PDP. We wonder why he would be angry that he was not picked as the vice presidential candidate, or is there any other thing that's making him to be aggrieved?
Thank you very much. I think the issues bordering on the disagreement should not be tied down to only the vice presidential ambition or the picking of one above the other. Those issues have to do with control of the party structures, and some people that have left that led to the defeat of the PDP in 2015 now coming back to and drive the people that have built the party away. These are the underlying currents. Wike had truly said he's not interested in being the vice president because he was sure that he was going to win. He has spent enormous energy and resources to build the party, while Atiku, Saraki, Tambuwal, and others had gone to APC and demonized the PDP. No name on the surface of the earth that they didn't call the PDP. But Wike stood by, was building it. And you say democracy without opposition is as good as dictatorship. So at times, even the spokesman of the PDP, Kola Olobodiyan, would not speak. PDP was always attacking APC using their mistakes and their errors in government, which an opposition party is supposed to do. So having built it and then contested, he was very confident that most of those people that he had supported would get him back. But he didn't know that the northern people are very good at politics. And that is where Governor Kowa's case comes in. Because they rallied around and said a certain man must emerge. Somehow it was discovered that Delta State votes went to Atiku. That was taken as a betrayal. Also, somehow it was taken that Tambuwal, who Wike had supported in the previous, the last primaries against Atiku, betrayed him. That's why my other colleague on the program said that the chairman made a careless and unguided statement saying that Tambuwal was the hero of the district, which means they have a plan to foist a northern person. And that is why he congratulated Tambuwal especially. Everybody was hero. Democratic contest is not easy. That you step down for one person. The APC people step down. Nobody told them that you are the hero. And so based on that, Wike now, I think some people sold the idea to him that you can be vice president. After all, President Buhari has said he will never contest for presidency before. He later contested and won. So even if you make a public statement at a time that you feel so sure of yourself that you will not take vice president, if other people come and talk to you, take the vice president and you are support for this party, let's build it together. Maybe that is when Wike developed interest. And as my other panelists have said, they set up a committee. They didn't need to do that. The APC candidate didn't do that. If you know you are the presidential candidate and the prerogative to choose a vice lies on you, you don't set up a committee to screen people. And then when the screening result come in, you now throw it away. It was a strategic mistake Alhaji Atiku Abubakar did. And so based on that, Wike's ego was wounded. It's like taking first in an exam. And then people now said they should not clap for you. They should clap for the second man. And the second man is a distant, maybe 40. And you had 95. So let me just say that Wike was hurt by that. But the presidential candidate, former vice president, should have quickly reached out to him. That time he went abroad to go on holiday, which made Wike to also go on holiday. Nobody get money to go holiday. That was the time he should have reached out to him immediately. Please, it's not that I hate you, but I do think that I will work with this. You will play a major role in this government. Then all these things will not happen. He was playing the big man, sometimes trying to send some other errand people to Wike, which Wike feel is not very justified. If you are the person that is talking to me, I can trust you. By the time you send people to me, tomorrow you can deny that you never send them to me.
All right, thank you very much. Now, let's look at some of the move by Alhaji Atiku Abubakar and the PDP to resolve this report, to get to Nyesom Wike. Komino said that okay, some of this move, will you say they have done enough, or it was just like trying to bandage a wound without treating the wound?
Nobody puts out a fire throwing combustible on the same fire. If you throw things that are explosive in a fire in a bid to put out the fire, you are lighting the fire. What they have done so far is throwing combustible, in my own opinion,
on both sides
on the fire. If you seek peace, even when the person you are seeking peace with say certain things, you that is seeking for the peace, you lie low, you don't respond. Now I can win presidential election without Rivers State. It's throwing combustible on the fire. I don't necessarily need Wike to win an election. It's throwing combustible on the fire. This man we are talking about is the reason why that party has not disintegrated into something else. So saying those things to him, they have not managed these issues very well. I am not resigning. I don't intend to resign. I have a 4-year tenure. Those statements are not statements that are out to resolve a crisis. Those statements are maintaining a stand. What I did was correct, and I don't see what is wrong with what I did. That's the position. If you are looking for strength together, you will lower your standard, you will lower your position, and then come to a table to discuss. They saw the need for them to discuss with him in 2015. When he supported Tambowa fully, everybody knew that Wike was supporting Tambowa in 2015. After they lost the election, they met with him in Rivers State Government House. He said, I am going with you all the way. The logistic support that man gave to PDP in 2015 is laudable. So if you see such a man who can put his energy, his resources, his time into a project, because of ego, because you feel you are the big man somewhere, you cannot come to the table with him, then you send errand boys. You're wasting your time.
All right, thank you very much. Now let's hear from Comrade. Comrade. Okay, let's just get this. Let's hear from this caller. Hello. Hello. Yes. What's your name and where you calling from?
Hello.
Yes, we can hear you. What's your name and where you calling from?
Yeah, can you hear me? I'm hearing the conversation of what you are saying.
Yes. What's your name first of all?
Yeah, my name is Tubora. I'm calling from Delta State.
So you want status quo to remain. Governor Ifeanyi Okowa should remain as the. Okay. All right. Thank you very much. I think that's not that's not the contention. All right. Thank you very much. That's not a contention. We are always trying to see how the crisis can be resolved so that they can go into the contest with a formidable force together. Now let's hear if the PDP and Alhaji Atiku Abubakar has done enough to reconcile with Nyesom Wike. Comrade Stephen tomorrow.
Yeah, thank you once again. You see, there's what we call etiology, the cause of a problem. You don't look at the problem, look at the cause of the issue. Wike have actually showed a lot of capacity in terms of protecting and projecting PDP. The same Atiku Abubakar, Saraki and Dino Manaye, they are the people that stood and formed the PDP in 2015. And the party almost collapsed. So it is quite unfortunate for a man that wanted to collapse a structure coming to the back door to hijack such a structure, and people are clapping for him. It's very unfortunate. Let me just put it very close, very straight in this manner. Professor Jerry Ghana was the chairman of the PDP committee talking about the reconciliation. Ghana was not pleased with I use a body language and utterances. Ghana was not even pleased with Atiku's body language and utterances, but as an elderly statement in the party, he chose to take that position to reconcile. But as we speak, instead of reconciling genuinely, like what our brother just said, Atiku is sending errands. When at the time Wike was the only man that was speaking for the party in the whole of the federation, no governor was speaking. They were all afraid. But Wike was speaking fire always to the opposition party, like what my colleague just said. Without opposition, there's no democracy. That is a dictatorship. So Wike stood for the party. The vote that Wike gave to Article 2019, Article put that vote in Adamawa State. 2019, when Article ran, the vote that Wike put for the party, Article could not put that vote for the party as an aspirant. And Wike spent almost $60 million in that race. According to information at our disposal.
You may not be able to
so
prove that.
Wike spent a lot of money on that election. And even if we have it from a legislative article failed this unit.
Right.
I start to be corrected.
Yes.
All right, thank you very much.
So if that is true, that you failed your unit 2019, a man that worked hard to make sure you won the election, you don't just like that man, is impossible.
All right, thank you very much. You are even speaking as if you are more aggrieved than even Wike himself. Maybe you are from Wike's camp. He's a PDP member, I can tell you that. but maybe it's from Wike's camp. but on a more serious note, Chief Adanike, let's look at Wike's own part, his own attitude towards this reconciliation, because he has, according to Atiku Abubakar, Wike has blocked almost all avenues of reconciling or getting in touch with him. Let's see, and again, his own the way he speaks and talks about this in public. How will you also say, is he a man open for reconciliation in this whole matter?
I will start by saying this. The man that speaks his mind to you, and you know that he's angry, is a better person to deal with than the man that does not speak but continues to undermine you. We know Wike sometimes talks too much, but listen to him. Whenever he's talking, he's making solid points. Though in a few occasions he will descend into the banal level, but something pricks Wike before he talks. And if you notice, after the primary, Wike kept quiet for a very long time. What do you think he was doing? He's just like a girl, beautiful girl that knows that she has some features. Come and woo me. It is the duty of Atiku to woo him. Like the last caller said, no, but there is no time for anybody to use Wike to change the governor of Delta State. The governor of Delta State is capable, but also the party needs to be together to win. If you say the governor of Delta State should be vice president candidate, which is already considered, and then the party goes in, and mind you, Wike is not alone, he's with some other governors and sympathizers. If they work against PDP, they will likely lose. And then the vice presidential candidate of our own governor will be for nothing. What we are discussing here is for them to put their house in order so that they can win. What is the point of being a vice presidential candidate or a presidential candidate if you cannot win? There are over 18 parties. They have governorship candidates in this state. Even you, Glover, as a journalist, you don't know some of them. But if you go to the INEC from their field, they are just there for the sake of contesting. They will hear former deputy governorship candidate, former governorship candidate, AC, APP, AYN, Habga, 2 Habga. But in election, it is to win. It is that place we are saying that Wike has clout to deliver Rivers State. Apart from that, he has a Piazzo with him. He has this governor of Enugu State with him, Gwanyi with him. He still have Oton with him. He has Fayose with him. He has Makinde with him. He has Donald Duke and others with him. These people can sway votes. They can. And if they go into their votes, in this current democracy that we have, you can have 200 votes and win. If you have the spread of 25% in 24 states, you can win. 200 votes, you can win. You can see governors that won with 500 votes. 400. Tambuwa won with less than 400, 500 votes. This Oyetola won with less than 400 votes. It's majority so far you have the spread. So Wike has been talking, but I want to say that Wike has not actually attacked them. Each time he speaks, he says the people that are on that side that should be looking for peace, they are attacking him. When he starts, I watched him when he said when Wike starts, he shook his head about 6 times that make nobody call him name say na him make them lose election. No, they have chance to work to win election. Then they are now calling his name. He cannot be like Odili, who spent a lot of money, and then at the end of the day, Obasanjo just threw him under the bus, and because he's a gentleman, he kept quiet and still delivered. From that time that Odili entered till now, what political relevance has Odili gotten? If not for the wicked that rehabilitated him. Even the governors that came after him in Rivers State were persecuting him. The federal government was persecuting him. You don't go into an election and then when you know that the person has capacity, you approach the person. You approach him. Wike is not saying that he will not work for the party. Everybody is coming to him. But he has not gone to court. He has not. Well, in fact, people use his name to go to court. And he said, I did not go to court. It's they themselves that are going to court so that they can blackmail me. They say, I've removed PDP flag from my office. Go there, the flag is still there. So, Wike talks, but he has been working in the system for a long time. If he had not been working in the system for a long time, he would not have grown this far.
All right, thank you very much.
So then let's also say that Atiku, all the people that Atiku has worked with, he has had problems with them. He worked with Obasanjo, he had problems. He worked with Tinubu, he had problems. He came back, worked with Buhari, he had problems. Now he's having problem. He came back, he had problem with Wike in 2015, is it 2019 because of Tambua? But they settled that. What is wrong with him? He's a very experienced politician. What is wrong with him? Obasanjo kneeled down for Atiku in 2003. When Governor Sibori, Ojikalu, and others, Alamesa, they gang up to give the presidential ticket to Atiku. When Obasanjo went to all the governors and you know that we lost it, Obasanjo senior to Atiku and his president knelt down for Atiku. Atiku said that was humility. When he got what he got, later Obasanjo decided to deal with him. All the powers that he gave to him. What is so much the pride in Atiku that he cannot come down from that horse and say, Wike, let's work together. When we come, I will give you finance ministry, I will give you petroleum ministry.
It's okay.
Then let's work together.
All right, thank you very much. I think he has repeatedly said that he has always reached out to a use of Wike. I think Abubakar has always said that. But let's just say
through mysteries.
Yes, but
No,
anyhow,
that is not.
all right. So let's go look at the condition from the Wike's camp, insisting that the national chairman of the PDP, Dr. Yosha, you should step down or resign as part of the condition for reconciliation. Is that not asking too much? Bear in mind that the man was elected for 4 years.
I don't think so. First and foremost, the chairman did say that if the presidential candidate comes from the north, he was going to resign.
Yeah, he said that. It's on
by
record.
himself.
On record.
And now the presidential candidate of the party is from the north. He is from the north, whether it's north central or whatever. He's
Just
not
not the north.
That's one. Two.
Let's just hear from you. Continue, please. Hello. Hello. Yes. What's your name and where are you calling from, please? Yes, your name, please. Joshua from Warri. Yes. Let's hear your contribution. Let's hear your contribution, please. All right. You can hear you. Please go ahead with your contribution. All right, please continue.
So, calling for his resignation is not. It's not asking for so much. He has also shown that it's not equitable. That it's not fair to all in the race or in the conversation. In the situation where you are seen to be supporting an individual already, how do you preside over an issue in a bid to resolve? So asking for his resignation, Wike had not personally asked, which I expected him to have asked.
Yes.
This man cannot sit here and then we come together to talk.
Be a judge in his own case.
No, he cannot. So asking for his supporters, asking for it is in the right direction. If PDP must win, they must not sweep any issue under the carpet. Don't forget in 2015, when everybody was crying, they were shouting in PDP then that this action taken by our then president will divide this party. Everybody thought because the presidency is there, nobody can do anything. They had how many governors? The same governors sat down and worked against the party. Even the chairman of the party is alleged to have worked against the party
Of course.
in that same election, and they lost. So they are doing the same part. Don't forget, the strength of PDP is being depleted because where they get majority of their votes for is depleted somehow. Obi is just doing something else there, and they are there fighting themselves. So if they fight themselves, they give a window to somebody else to win an election. So the best thing to do is for you to leave, to know that the party is bigger than him, leave that place for somebody else to manage, and then resolve issues and see what they are able to do in the election.
All right. But IU has spoken through his media aide, Simon Imobo Swan, that he has 4 years, that he has been elected to run the party for 4 years, that he is not resigning. Comrade Stephen Otomewo, do you see that as a clog in the wheel of reconciliation?
Thank you. It's a very good one. You see, a man cannot become a judge in his own case. And let me put it to you, for IU to say that once we have the number one man from the north, which is the candidate from the north, I'm going to resign. Right now, we now have the man from the north. That alone, I'm supposed to resign. Secondly, for I to have taken side with a particular a candidate before and during the primaries, cause for concern. Let me tell you, as we speak, PDP is heading towards failure if due process is not taken. This reconciliation they are doing is just in shambles, both at the state, at the federal level. Nothing is happening. They are just beating around the bush. IU must step down. Let a new blood come, and let Atiku meet Wike and some other persons, not only Wike, and properly amend issues and apologize adequately. Because it's the same party you almost crumbled 2015 by forming the new PDP, which is very annoying. Let me come back home. What are you telling you that is there for 4 years? It's the same thing that Atiku did by picking a man that had 3 votes against 14 votes. That means the government will not produce any good fruit, because by their fruit we shall know them.
You may not be able to tell. You may not be able to tell with that because the constitution actually gives
it's
a candidate. I know the constitution of the party gives the candidate the right to pick his running mate.
Yeah, but
whether committee, it may just be a mistake, but that may not be the point I'm making is that the point I'm making. No, we just need to get it clear that may not be a yardstick to judge
but for
their performance.
To have even said at the floor or at the hall that Tapuwa is the hero of the primary election is enough for IU to step down.
Okay.
And beside that, for Atiku not to have even come to meet with Wike one-on-one after that time is even enough for Wike and his supporters to say that IU that is supporting Atiku should step down. I'm a party man, I'm a PDP man since 98. Most of us have not benefited from the party, but we are working for the party with a personal effort, personal money. This party have faced a lot of defeat, a lot of destruction by those that have benefited so much from the party. Before 2015, Obasanjo came and tore the party's card. Obasanjo was brought from Sir and made the president of this country. If I remember very well, the same Obasanjo that came now and said that the PDP is not my party, and as we speak, he has been silenced through the public hate speech B. He cannot make a good statement again. Why? Because you cannot eat your cake and have it. Look at what happened. All those that benefited from this party, all the major stakeholders, besides Wike, they have all destroyed the party in one way or the other. Okay, look at what I just mentioned. It was on national TV that once we have the team from the north, I will do what? I will resign. Now I've not had it, you don't want to resign. You are saying you have 4 years before. Now let's go back to the south. We also have let this thing come from the south. We all agreed that we have been marginalized. But what happened at the end of the day? we all betray.
Let's hear from this caller, please. You continue. Hello? 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 Hello?
Good morning.
Yes, good day. We can hear you.
Good morning.
Good morning. What's your name and where you calling from?
I'm calling for worry.
Okay, go ahead. You are still worried, right? Okay, Joshua. Okay, Joshua. Yes, go ahead. Let's hear your contribution.
Please, I need to. Okay, please, I need a contribution. Please, I need a contribution of what is going on with the state candidate, PDP candidate.
Okay. Don't worry. That's not the topic of our discussion for today. Maybe by next week we will get a topic as regards that. All right.
So as I was saying, you see, those that benefited massively from the party, from this PDP, that we are all members, we are all bona fide members of PDP, we are certified members of this party. Those that have benefited more from the party are people that came this party.
All right, thank you very much. I know you can see that you are speaking with a lot of passion as a member of the party. Of course, you want your party to win, and when you see things are not working the way it ought to, you need to speak up. All right, let's hear the way forward. Chief Larry Adanike, what can the party do now to clinch a victory at the presidential level 2023?
What I would say is that PDP has a balancing act. Right now, the presidential candidate is from the north. The chairman of BOT is from the north. The party chairman is from the north. Many of the leaders of the south will feel ashamed to go and be campaigning with them. The northern people want to make the party a regional party, what Abga used to be. But PDP is a national party. Because the national party, they try to spread their office. So they should correct that anomaly. Let whether they do it after the election or whether they do it before the election, let there be firm commitment that you will live there for a southerner to take over the chairmanship of the party. Right from NPN time when Chagari was presidential candidate, Adisa Akunleye was NPN candidate. It has always been like that. Secondly, let people swallow their pride, because this problem between Wike and Atiku has reached the level of ego. It is Atiku that needs Wike to win. Let him swallow his ego. Let him swallow his ego and reach out to him. If Obasanjo can kneel down for Atiku so that he can get a second tenure, if it is possible, let Atiku swallow his ego and go and kneel down for Wike. Wike is not going anywhere. Wike wants to work with him, but he said he's not Father Christmas that will be giving you vote every time when you don't come to see him. When you see me, you will tell me what you will give me. I will give you vote.
All right, thank you very much.
And so that is where we are.
All right, let Comrade Ino said, okay, let's go closing now. Your closing remark, please.
One is PDP is walking the path of failure. The best thing to do is to resolve the issues. People like Aliyu that are prompting Atiku, saying all those things to offend Wike, cannot even give 3 local governments to Atiku in 2023 again.
Niger State is APC.
We are talking of men who are sitting in a state that is governed by PDP. We are having conflicts with them. Them, not just Wike, because this thing is not Wike alone. Otom came on national TV and spoke his mind. Makinde refused to attend the rally of PDP in his neighboring state Osho because of this issue. So the best thing, when he busted into the house of Wike in Abuja after the primaries, Wike did not close the door. Bust into the government house in Rivers State. Show to everybody that you can manage, because this country, what we are looking for is not a messiah. We are looking for people who can manage crisis. We are in a crisis situation. If this small crisis within a party cannot be managed by Atiku, who will trust him with Nigeria? He should know that. Everybody is watching to see how they are able to manage the crisis. Once they cannot manage the crisis, even the party members will not entrust him with it.
All right, thank you very much. Let's hear a closing remark.
Yeah, thank you. You see, I'm a party man, like I said before. I want PDP to win elections, but we must follow due process and procedures. There's already an aberration at the PDP setup for having the BOT in Northerner, for having the national chairman in Northerner, for having the candidate of the party in Northerner is already an aberration. And the committee that they set up for this reconciliation, they are not doing anything. They should come down and do a proper reconciliation. Otherwise, PDP is heading towards failure. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. I think with that's all we can take, Chief. Very sorry.
Yes.
Just one sentence. Let's just hear one sentence.
Yes, Bode George said that it's like the devil has entered this PDP matter because it's getting complicated. So we should all pray because APC now is not taking us anywhere. APDP too is not taking us anywhere. Then it's going to be a problem for this country. And Labour Party, the structures are not strong. So we don't want this confusion. Let PDP put their house in order so that they can be able to give the alternative that will give Nigeria prosperity.
All right, thank you very much. I think with that, we'll draw the curtains for our program today. Special thanks to Comrade Stephen Otomewo, who is the Delta State Chairman of Delta Monitoring Group, and Comrade Innocent Edo, who is a public affairs analyst, and then Chief Larry Adanike, a public affairs analyst also. Thank you very much for that. Special thanks to my producers, Johnson Obaseji and Grace Matu. To my deputy producer, Pastor Michael Terry, thank you very much for this opportunity. I remain John Glover. See you same time on Monday for another edition. But don't forget to tune in to us for a repeat broadcast by 9:30 today. Thank you.